So I'm watching the Browns game yesterday. And the first thing that was alarming to me was Kevin Stefanski. His first drive of the game started like the 8-yard line. He immediately goes into a fucking empty formation. And I'm thinking to myself, you got two best running backs in the NFL. Why not run to get out of this fucking hole and then throw the ball? So right then and there, he answered to me that he has confidence in Baker Mayfield. Because if he had no confidence in Baker Mayfield, he wouldn't have went empty there. But Mayfield took a sack because obviously the offensive line, they just didn't block, and no one was open, whatever. So he took a sack. It wasn't like he held onto the ball. He took a sack. So then he went down to his tradition, because they went back like to the 1-yard line or 2-yard line. Then he went down to his traditional run up the middle, or halfback dive, same fucking play. And it was just like, I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck would you go empty at the 6-7 yard line? It's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. He had a lot of questions written all over his face, Stefanski. All right, so, and I noticed the Browns defense couldn't stop us. The Browns defense, let's be honest about it. The last couple weeks, 3 weeks, everyone says, oh, Browns defense ain't bad. My buddy, he's a Bengals fan. He's like, oh, Browns defense isn't as bad as you think. I mean, you look at, they don't give it that many yards the last. I'm like, we played in fucking wind and rain the last 3 weeks. Deshaun Watson would have threw for 400 yards on us if it was a normal game. But that's why our defense didn't look bad. So our defense is horrible. We can't stop no one. So Jacksfield drives, and then he kick a field goal, whatever. We go down the field, and we score 7-3. And then we get the ball back. We go down the field, and we're about to score again, and Mayfield makes an egregious fucking missed throw to a wide-open Rashard Higgins. And I looked at the play, and I know what he did. He was keying on the fucking tight end, who was going to the corner, who, by the way, was double-teamed. And I think what happened was, you could see the defensive tackle in the middle, Rashard Higgins, Mayfield couldn't get the throw off. And then when he finally seen him, he made a horrible throw. I mean, hell, you don't even have to set your foot to make a good throw there. It was just a horrible fucking throw. It was just terrible. You don't need to set your foot there to make that throw. But, so that's what happened there. No excuses. Horrible throw. And then we had a horrible throw, the fucking Jarvis Landry, too. Another horrible throw. And then, 3rd and 1, a lot of people didn't like this call. Look, I understand. You want to run it up the middle, get the first down. You know you're going for it on 4th down. Yeah, I do agree there, too. But the play call would have been a great play call if Mayfield made a fucking good throw to Kareem Hunt. He made a fucking shitty-ass throw to Kareem Hunt, and it would have worked. My problem is on 4th down, for some reason the Browns, who have great running backs, can't get a tough yard when they really need to. It seems like on a 4th and goal, or 4th and inches, we just don't get it. The offensive line what happens is the offensive line gets pushed back, and they get too much penetration in the backfield. The running backs ain't got a chance. So I would have let the quarterback sneak there. That's what I would have done. But no, Kareem Hunt gets harassed in the backfield. But the play call before that was good. I mean, it would have worked if Mayfield threw a good ball. He threw a horrible pass. So Mayfield had 3 egregious passes. 3. But outside of that, if you look at Mayfield's throwing, he was accurate, and he put the ball in tight windows. If you look at his throws, he put the ball in tight fucking windows. He made like 3 errant throws. Outside of that, he put the ball in tight-ass windows, and he threw the ball well. His numbers actually were better than Roethlisberger's, who was against the Jaguars the week prior. Much better numbers. Much better numbers. So, and they scored the same amount of points. What makes it look bad is we were in a nail-biter because the Browns' defense fucking sucks. Now, I believe we were going to pull away in the second half. I think we were on our way to going down the field. Harrison Bryant, right after the kickoff, second half, catches the ball and fumbles again. Why? The guy can't secure a fucking ball. So I think we were actually going to run the score up in the second half. And Harrison Bryant fucked everything up, and the Jaguars scored. They took the lead. And then thank God for Marone going for 2 and missing. And then the Browns took the lead again and never relinquished it. But Stefanski had a bad game, a very bad game. Because I'll be honest with you. You should have just kicked the field goal on 4th and 1 at their own 20. It's a 37-yard fucking field goal. You got a field goal kicker who's kicking field goals now. You go up there, you're going up 11. Instead of a 1-score game, you go up 2 scores. So Stefanski had a horrible game, in my opinion. My fact-opinion. Horrible game. Horrible game. The Browns' defense is horrible. And if they don't get this straightened out next week, they're gonna hang like 50 on us. So Mayfield's gonna have to have a game of his career, because he's got to put points up against the Tennessee Titans, because We're not going to be able to run when we're down by 2 scores. And I have a feeling we're going to be down because we're not going to stop the Titans. We're not. There's nothing I can take away from this victory. They say don't analyze a victory. I'm analyzing it, and I'm depressed because I see a defense that's getting worse. It just can't stop nobody. Now, granted, my buddy did point out this. We were injured, but all teams are. They were starting the third backup who ain't played since 2017. But we are missing our best cornerback, our shutdown corner, Denzel Ward. And he is a shutdown corner because he does shut most of the players out that he guards. So he's a great player, and we're missing him. And that's a key contributor back there. And our linebackers are useless. I mean, God, man, this front office don't give a fuck about linebackers. You got to get some linebackers, man, for real. I don't care if you got to spend in free agency, get some fucking help. But Mayfield's going to have a game of his life against the Titans because I have a feeling we're going to be down quick. So overall, I thought Mayfield actually, listen, he had 3 bad throws, and 2 of them were egregious. One would have been a touchdown, and the other was a first down that could have sealed the game. So, but I thought he actually threw the ball actually great. And I think that question was answered about Stefanski because he opened the game and empty at the 6-yard line. If he didn't trust Mayfield, he wouldn't have done that. So I think he has confidence in Mayfield. And the 3rd down and 12 at the end of the game, he threw the ball there. And it was, granted, it was a screen to Hunt, or not the Chubb, but still, it's not the normal run. He wanted to get the first down, and I have a feeling we were going to go for it on 4th down. I do. If we didn't get it, I think we were going for it because I think Stefanski knew the defense wasn't going to stop him. So that's just my fact opinion. Stefanski had a horrible game. Horrible game. I mean, it's alarming to realize this guy opened up empty in the 6-yard line in the first. I don't get that. You run, get out of that hole, and then go empty. I have no problem going empty the whole fucking game. But does Stefanski realize this? You could have Kareem Hunt and Chubb at the backfield at the same fucking time. Could you imagine having Chubb and Hunt in the backfield at the same fucking time? And another thing, why not make fucking Njoku why not make him our Mike Evans or our DK Metcalf? I mean, for crying out loud, the guy's got speed. I mean, he can get open. He knows how to run routes. Why not make him a fucking receiver? God, when you run them fucking empty, you can make him a receiver. It just don't make any sense. They're not utilizing Njoku. He wants the ball. He's unhappy. Make him a receiver, and he'll get open. He's a mismatch. He's so big. He's a mismatch. I'm telling you. He'll get open. So I think they need to utilize their players better. And if I'm Hunt, I know he loves Cleveland, hometown discount, whatever. But if I'm him, I'm seeking out. I mean, he could be a feature back anywhere in this league. And he can get paid. And they need to use him more. They don't use him enough. There should be, we should have 2 running backs in the backfield or on the field at the same fucking time. So Stefanski's got to come up with some better ingenuity. He really does. So overall, I thought Mayfield played actually not bad. Like I said, he missed 2 bad throws, 3 altogether. But he threw the ball well. Very accurate. Very strong. Right in that but a very accurate and strong arm. I thought he played all right. I was pissed when he made them bad throws. When he missed, but I thought he threw the ball well. Like I said, his numbers actually were way better than Roethlisberger's the week prior against the same fucking team. So we scored the same amount of points as Pittsburgh too. So I thought Mayfield hasn't thrown the ball in like 3 fucking weeks. So I'm pleased with the way he played. We got the win. We're 8-3. You don't go 8-3 by accident. You got to understand something in the National Football League. If you don't beat the teams you're supposed to, you're never going to be a winning team. Last year, the Browns were 2-6 against teams under 500. Now, if they would have went 6-2 against them teams instead of 2-6, they would have been in the fucking playoffs. They would have been in the fucking playoffs or something like that. Yeah, they would have made the playoffs. They would have had 10 wins, something like that. So good teams beat teams they got to beat, and the real good teams beat teams that they're not supposed to beat. And Cleveland, I think we'll beat Baltimore. I don't know about Pittsburgh. We might. This Tennessee game, this is the game that's going to show everybody if the Browns are going to be any danger in the playoffs. Because if they go out there and give Tennessee all they can handle and somehow lose, but a close game that comes down to the wire, I want to win, don't get me wrong. But if we play them tight and we lose, I can accept that. I know there's no moral victories, but I can't accept another blowout like we had against the Ravens and the Steelers, and I won't accept that. So we better be in this game. I'd love to get the win, but we better be in this game. We better be competitive, because if we ain't, there ain't even no point going to the playoffs. There ain't, because you're going to get routed in the playoffs. So I thought Stefanski had a horrible game. I thought Mayfield played okay. I'll give him a C, and I would have gave him a fucking A if he didn't have them 3 bad misses. And like I said, he was keying on that tight end who was double teamed. He couldn't see Higgins, and it was just a horrible throw. If he makes a good throw there, I don't mind it, but it was a horrible throw. He had time, too. It wasn't like it was a hard throw. He could have made an easy throw there. What a fucking dumbass. The one I was more pissed about was the one against Hunt on the sideline. You can't make that bad of a throw. Mayfield, you cannot make that bad of a fucking throw. That was unacceptable. That would have sealed the game there. So, the referees. Let's get to the referees real quick. Horrible call. You can't call holds on that on a fourth down, a first down. You can't call that at the end of the game. And that listen, I'm going to tell you something. Olivier Vernon, the guy's 6'8". What's he supposed to fucking do? Horrible call. I'm sorry. Horrible call. And I'm going to tell you the worst rule in the NFL is the hands to the face to a quarterback. I seen it go against the fucking Chiefs yesterday, or the I don't know if it was against the Chiefs. Oh, it went against the Buccaneers. It was a horrible call. You can't help when you're going after a quarterback not to hit him in the fucking face. They need to get rid of that fucking play. You should be allowed to hit the quarterback in the head if it's reasonable. If you give him a death blow on purpose, then yes, I understand it. But somebody's inexcusable like that, get the fuck out of here. They need to get rid of that rule, because that fucked the Buccaneers. That really did. It fucked the Browns too. So the referees were horrible yesterday. Okay, they were horrible. I thought it was one of the worst referee games I've ever seen. They making calls at the end of the game they shouldn't have made. Fuck you. Fuck you. So next week's the big game. 2-8-3 teams. That's a big game. And if we can win that game and go 9-3, I'll be elated. If we get blown out, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. If we go down there and lose, come up short, 27-24, and we come up short at the end, we should. As long as we play them tight, I can accept that. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're going to accept losing." We got to be able to be competitive. You know, I really don't expect to win it. I do expect to win this game, but I don't. If you understand that, I expect to be very competitive. I expect it to be a good game. I don't expect to get blown out like we had the first game of the season, or against Pittsburgh. That was just a travesty. We were 4-1 when we got blown up by Pittsburgh, and we didn't even show up to play. Stefanski needs to do a better job of getting his team ready to fucking play. So I expect to come down to Tennessee, who's playing great ball right now. They just beat the Ravens and the fucking Colts. They humiliated the Colts. If we can get a win on them, then we're a top 5 team, and that's a fact. That's a fucking fact.